Good afternoon. I think we need to have far more audience coming in. We hopefully get to see them. Uh, Fundamentally, if you look at any channels, payment is one problem which we need to solve. And efficiency in payment collection is the cornerstone for any kind of a business that we are in. Ultimately, we are in business for making money. So if payment efficiency is not there, then we'll run into a whole lot of issues around the whole channel. The session primarily is going to focus because we have been talking across outside for omni-channel retailing and everything else. Now the focus has moved on from omni-channel retailing, then you need to start looking at omni-channel payments or a convergence of payment channels, of payment instruments across. And here we have on a panel, we have a very distributed kind of a panel and a very esteemed panel. So I think just to introduce people across, right from on the right hand side, we have Amit Bahel. He heads technology and SAP practice at Future Group, right from the consumer side and the user side. We have Kush Mehra. He's the senior vice president at Pine Labs, one of the biggest providers of Plutus terminals, as a lot of retailers would know. And these are essentially the point of sale terminals which drive a lot of billing systems everywhere. We have Pragati Rai. She's a chief technology evangelist at PayPal, been doing a lot of exciting stuff at PayPal. And on my left, I have Sandeep Upadhyay, who heads marketing at Airtel, and primarily been focusing on a whole lot of initiatives at Airtel and looking at mobility along with basically and integrating mobility with payment solutions. Before I start out, I think the first thing I would like to talk about, basically I'd like to hand it over to Amit and just drop a question around is, what do you feel is, and what is your take on omni-channel retailing, omni-channel payments for when you look at a retail or any kind of a business? What is your take on that?
I represent Future Group, which is one of the largest retailers in India. So, like you said, Devang, it's omni-channel. Basically, without payment, you cannot do business. It's a commerce business. For us, basically, the biggest criteria of choosing basically a payment option provider is that a provider should provide all the payment options. India as a country basically is still nascent in the e-commerce business. The financial transactions over here are still very on the nascent side. India as an economy is also very primarily based a cash economy. So people do not divulge their economic conditions on cards or cash cards or net banking or credit cards, being a cash economy. Whichever the payment provider, it should provide all the payment option in terms of net banking, credit card, debit card, cash cards, your EMI option, which is also one of the most prominent options in India, cash on delivery, which is again a most prominent option in India, and also payment through IVR, which is also growing in transactions. Plus to the payment options, we as a retailer or as an end consumer of all these gateways, we also look at basically payment gateway as a one-stop payment shop. Basically, as a web store, we do not want the end consumers to basically drop any transactions and get off the payment gateway, and so there's incorrect or invalid transaction. That is very important for us. Transaction over the web until completed is not a transaction. So we depend on payment gateway providers to give us those successful transactions wherever possible. And also the simplicity for the end user to transact, which is again very important, because the end user in India are not so tech savvy still, and they do not understand the nuances of internet or Internet of Things or Internet of Commerce. For them, until a transaction and the money transacted is completed, for them it's an incomplete transaction. There are various parameters which we are grappling on a day-to-day basis, and we look at the partner community, we look at the technology and the innovation with the payment gateway option providers, so we are able to provide the same experience and same user experience to the end customer.
Got it. Thanks. Kush, or to you?
Thanks, Amit. I'm going to take a lot of cues from what you mentioned. I think some of the most relevant thing that you mentioned as a retailer in terms of what areas are very important for a retailer to conduct business and to drive more value. Um, some of the things which, let's say, Pine Labs, people like us have been focusing on is that there are three key pillars on which payments work, and we have kind of stayed in that framework and we've tried to evolve. And those three could probably be, let's say, like you mentioned that there has to be a lot of simplicity. So when it comes to payment at a point of sale, it has to be simple, it has to be secure, and it has to be smart. Uh, Over the last few years, given the kind of the environment that we all are in, there is increased emphasis on the security aspects, right? So security is tantamount now in terms of if you look at the kind of, and rightly so, if you could look at the kind of steps the Reserve Bank of India has taken to actually upgrade payment systems to make sure that there is minimal leakage of card information and hence any threat or frauds that a retailer gets, going on to making a lot of efforts in ensuring that a customer which transacts finds the entire experience extremely seamless in spite of all the security checks. We have actually started to realize that today, while yes, it's very important to be secure, but at the same time, if you are in a point of sale environment, you need to make sure that when a customer walks in, the person is able to transact seamlessly and has a quick, convenient experience. More than that, even the cashier who manages the till should not have to go through let's say a rigorous kind of round of training to understand how to use a payment system. So it's important to keep it simple. And lastly, this entire aspect around value-added services, or how do you keep it smart, like you were mentioning EMI. Folks in the point-of-sale business, which is people like us, we are constantly in the direction of making our product more relevant, right? So there is so much you can do online today, and I think people go online because you are able to kind of use multiple form factors. You're able to do a lot of on-the-fly, offer redemptions and so on and so forth. Now, how do you do it in the point-of-sale environment? So what we've actually done is we've taken a lot of steps in trying to make our technology smart. When we say smart, so for example, if you look at e-commerce, for example, how do you look at certain steps you could take through which you can bring an online customer offline? While the customer continues to be online, can you create an environment that he transacts online and he actually has some kind of an incentive to come back to a store and again transact, right? And these are some of the evolving concepts that we started working on, where people can transact online. For example, for the transaction done online, they can, let's say, get, I'm just using a hypothetical name, let's say get a McDonald's voucher for 200 rupees, and they can actually then go to a McDonald's store while buying a Happy Meal. On the fly, they're able to redeem that 200 rupee voucher on that point of sale terminal, right? So these are certain things that we are focusing on. And I think as the industry is shaping up, this is the direction in which the entire point of sale transactions are heading towards.
Thanks, Kush. I think over to Pragati. I think what's your sense?
Yeah, let's face it, the reason retail is because we all want to make money. And the reason we are here today is because we want to maximize our profits and make money. Now, a lot of innovation is happening in the payment space. The thing is, the biggest invention or the biggest disruption in the payment space happens when payments are underscored, right? Everybody loves the process of shopping. Everybody loves the shopping experience, but nobody loves to pay for it, right? So instead of saying, hey, we have found a really great way for you to pay, we want to say, we have found a really great experience or a shopping experience for you. And by the way, your payment in whatever channel it is, point of sale, mobile, online, is going to be fast. So before you change your mind that should I buy this object or not, your payment transaction is done. And it is secure, it is fast, and it is seamless. Because our consumers today are omni-channel, and we have to be omni as well.
Okay, great, thanks. Sandeep?
I agree with all three gentlemen sitting here and lady sitting here. Airtel, when we started this entire journey of B2B, we realized that retail is the biggest segment and it's the fastest growing segment. If you see India currently it's the second largest SMB market in the world. More than 47 million SMBs are there, and out of 47 million, more than 41% are in retail segment. It's a huge, huge sector. Our organization cannot afford to miss this opportunity, and we, right from day one, started engaging with this segment, and we started connecting them. So, like Kush said, most of the retailers, they want a simple, secure, and a smart payment solution. Now, we started with this same concept, and we started giving the best available network in the world, and connecting all the retailers, the different stores. Now, we realized that once the connectivity has been given, can we move to second level? Can we give them a solution which can help them to maintain customers? Again, once they have started maintaining their customers, can we give a payment solution? And then we started realizing that since we have a strong base of 20 crores above customers in India itself, we launched this product, Airtel Money. And this product is actually helping people, especially in rural areas, tier 2 cities, to transact, and they are transacting at the point of sales. Huge traction which we have seen in the last few years. And people, best part with this entire technology is people currently having 75 to 80% of the population currently owning a mobile phone. And since we are the leader in this particular space, mobile, we innovated this product, and now we have given this facility at the consumer end. And these guys, they are now utilizing it and using this particular technology to sell, to transact, to buy product at different levels, whether it's an e-commerce site, whether it's a brick-and-mortar company, they are going and using this particular technology to buy products. So this entire ecosystem is going to build, and we believe that we are going to support this technology through our connectivity solution because it requires security. Like Pragati said, Kush said that it's very important that entire payment system. Most of the people, like Amit started with, that they are hesitant to use their debit card, they're hesitant to use their credit card online. Can we provide a security? So this is where our role comes. This is where the IT developers' role comes, and we help them to develop the technology. We provide them a secure environment through which they can transact and they can have a better experience, a seamless experience already.
Thanks, Sandeep. I think that was a good perspective to start out with on omni-channel payments. Given that our focus has been differently given by each of the panelists out here. I think first thing I would like to address, would like Pragati to address is because everybody loves to see a global company out here because they are the global company, everybody knows PayPal. One of the key issues out here in India, as India moves on to the next leap, is how do you do cross-border trade, maybe a merchandise, because when you look at e-com kind of a merchant, there you have customers basically ranging from India going into global markets or people coming from global markets into India. So definitely I would like you to share your perspective on globalization per se, especially with respect to the payment, because payments are a different vertical, and given the regulatory framework around that, because that is far more important when you look at from a, let's say when you look at globalization from an Indian context, how does PayPal address that?
Sure. So PayPal is available in 203 countries, and we support 26 currencies. So we know the pain of going global. Now, with the proliferation of mobile and with online, so these are two great vehicles to go global, right? If you have an online store, anybody, anywhere in the world can go shop. The problem, or the biggest challenge here, is that of payments. Because although it is a great channel to check new waters, but there are, scary crocodiles lurching in the new waters as well. And those crocodiles are what? Compliance, regulatory conditions which are different for each government, right? Currency conversions, protection of data, compliance. These are all issues that that comes on the payment side. And if you go wrong with it one time, you lose your credibility, and it's really hard to build it back. So I think it's really important to go with a payment provider or a gateway that is already in those markets, so that You focus on what you know best, which is retail and selling the products, and the payment gateway takes care of the payment headaches. So that's my take on it.
Got it, but only when you look at it from an Indian context, just to add on to what you're saying,